Today's recipe, we'll get started talking. We're going to do a beer butt chicken. A lot of people are familiar with that, involving the beer can, and then a new twist on it, we're going to do a wine butt chicken. So we're set up at 350 degrees today, indirect. So I've got my convector in there over the charcoal. In this case, I put a drip pan. We're going to do something a little different. We'll show you on this one. So that drip pan is there just to catch all the drippings from the chicken so that we don't get all that on top of the convector. Won't hurt a thing, but if all those juices get on that convector, the next time maybe you're baking biscuits for breakfast or something, don't really want to taste leftover chicken in that scenario. So to set up for 350, we've shown this a few times, one finger opening there at the bottom and just about the same on the top. We'll cruise at 350 degrees and that would go all day. We're only going to need about an hour and a half for these. So let's get started on what we're going to do today. I've got a couple whole fryer chickens. We're going to do beer butt chicken. And before I start touching the chicken, we're going to do open a can of beer. In this case, we have Mother's Little Helper, solid IPA made locally. So we're going to start with we'll start with the beer butt chicken that a lot of people are going to be familiar with. First off, I'll get my setup here. I've got the can. You got different ways you can do this. We're going to show you two different ways. This little contraption is pretty cool. It folds up for easy storage. What I can do is actually it holds the can. So if you've ever done this before and had the can tip over right in the middle of the cook, that's never any fun. So that actually locks into place, and that can's going nowhere. Got a place to put my chicken once I'm ready there. This one is going to go in here where I don't have a drip pan, so all the drippings coming off the chicken are just going to this, and then I can wash that. I'm going to set this here actually for now. And then let's just show the setup on this one. We have a can of, didn't even know they made canned wine until just a few months ago. Pinot Grigio is the choice today. Eat that one with that bird. So the cool thing when you do the ceramic, this is a Big Green Egg product here. They make one for turkeys and they make one for chicken. This is the small one for chicken. The cool thing with this is you can put anything in there. You can add your juices, that type of thing. You don't necessarily have to have a can. So even though we have the canned wine, we're just going to fill this up. In this case with the wine, I'm looking forward to trying the difference in these two. And that'll hold the whole can. Nothing left there. Sorry, Aaron.
No.
Oh, you don't want some wine first thing this morning. Okay, so that one's ready to go, and that's going to sit in the first one. We'll get our chicken season. We're going to do the sweet and smoky. Be a good pairing with the Pinot wine. All I did with this was rinse these off and then do a really good job patting them dry. A lot of people think I do think you get a better crust on the end result product. And it's the whole bird here, so we want to go pretty heavy on the seasoning. Notice we're on this, these are really handy with these disposable cutting boards. Makes this less mess, super easy cleanup. We got both chickens, we got a couple different sizes. You can buy these individually, or you can buy a 30-pack right here at Outdoor Home. I'll use one to prep. I might use one when I pull them off to carve. It just makes cleanup easy. So there's our sweet and smoky Big Green Egg seasoning. All right, that one's ready to go on here. Just set that right in the middle. That wine's going to heat up in there and it's going to steam this chicken from the inside out. And then this will slide right over the top. You want to do that before you, some people might want to preheat that, but that makes this a little more of a challenge. And just make sure he's on there good and tight. I'm going to put a little more seasoning on the top there where my hands kind of disturbed it. There we go. He's sitting up nice and pretty. That's going to cook for about an hour and a half. The Pinot Grigio wine inside there that's going to cook through the chicken. Okay. So now we're going to do the traditional beer butt chicken. So the sweet and smoky, I've got using the citrus and dill. That's going to be a good choice. I love this stuff. Big Green Egg citrus and dill seasoning. So we're going to season this really good. We didn't choose to put any smoking woods today. We're just going to have that charcoal flavor, but you could use any apple or any wood that you want. So that guy's ready to go now. I'm going to put him over the can here.
And switch your sides. So I can
As you can see, same type setup. It's going to slide right over the can. And this way, we're not going to have to worry about coming out here later and find out that the can tipped over. He's going nowhere. Just going to make sure he's right there in the center of the drip pan. Get some more seasoning on the outside. These are going to go, you could put a temperature probe in there if you want to. I'm just going to come back and check on them in an hour or so, but normally about an hour and a half. We'll let you know exactly at the end of the video how it's going to turn out. So this one, he's going in here. We just put him right there in the center. Okay, so it's been an hour and 20 minutes on my watch, and we are good to go. So first off here is this was the, I keep trying to say beer. This is wine butt, we'll call it wine butt chicken. And I'm just gonna get a reading, just make sure we're good to go. Oops. These are handy. 165, 170, yeah, we're actually a little bit over there. It'll be just fine. It is hard to dry out chicken on a big green egg, so this will be a good demonstration. I could remove the whole thing there if I want to with the ceramic. I'm going to try and actually get the bird off of there. These are handy to have. You can use this to pull pork, but then you can also ask you to really get a good grip on the chicken. So I'm going to let that rest for just a minute and cool down, and we'll get the other one. That is the wine. So we had the Pinot Grigio wine inside the container. I have never tried that. Probably cooked over 100 beer butt chickens in my life, but never tried the wine. So looking forward to seeing what that's like. We're done there. We will double check our temp here. So this was the Little Helper IPA. Beautiful, 164 and a half. 165 is the target. By the time I get done talking, it'll be there. So this, since I have these handy gloves on, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this and let it rest in the pan. When it cools down, we'll get into that one as well. So with the beer does just a little bit about beer butt chicken. Again, we cooked to 165. If you're letting it rest, you could actually stop at 160 degrees. It's gonna come up that 5 degrees while it rests. So no issue there whatsoever. The beer does make a difference. So depending on how much beer flavor you want, you get down toward that center of the chicken, you will actually taste the beer. Had somebody challenge me thinking that it really didn't matter whether you use cheap beer, good beer, what type of beer, that type of thing. So I tried it one time and had a pumpkin beer and actually cooked a beer butt chicken with pumpkin beer. Would not recommend that. You actually could taste the pumpkin in the chicken, and it was not a good thing, but it did kind of show that the beer does matter. So I think good strong pale ales, your IPAs, anything with some good flavor is going to help. And of course it's steaming. You can still see it steaming out the top. You still got time. You can still go by the store on your way home, get this, get your ingredients, and have a delicious meal. I'm going to carve just a little bit off the breast here so you can kind of see. Look at the juice. Are you kidding me? Nothing cooks chicken like a big green egg. Get a chunk of this meat out here. I lost some of the skin, but so juicy.